For my discussion board, I chose to talk about hypothermia. It usually occurs when our body temperature falls below 95 degrees, according to our pathology book. It is very common in the colder months, but it also occurs in the warmer regions. The people that are at the greatest risk for this are the elderly and the neonates. It affects the neonates the most just because they lose their body heat at a very high rate and aren't able to shiver to keep themselves warm. And then elderly, it occurs in them because of their decreased sense of temperature and their poor temperature regulations. There are two different types of hypothermia. There is primary, which is a change from a healthy to a person affected by the cold, or there's secondary, which occurs related to a systemic disorder. Some protocols for the care are you want to warm the people with a heating blanket, you can take the blood out of the body and warm it and then recirculate it, but of course not all the blood at once. You warm IV fluids and enter them into the body. You also use humidified oxygen, which is warmer, which will help bring up the body temperature. And you can also use warm salt water to warm certain areas of the body that are affected. And then some first aid protocols that they have are, of course, you remove the person from the cold. If they're wearing wet clothing, you take that clothing off. You want to have a barrier between the person and the ground if they're outside. And then you can give them warm liquids to drink, and you use warm, dry compresses. But for both of these, you never want to apply direct heat to the body because the direct heat on the body could change the body temperature and the cell temperature too fast, which would cause death or damage of those cells, and it would cause more damage than good.